So then the invitation becomes, can we be bigger than this? Can we relax into our own already perfect nature and be okay with whatever life brings us? Can we be that simple? And not many people want to be that simple. Most people habitually just go back to the I need life to change, or I'm going to go avoid life right now. And then we play our avoidance game, or I need something new to distract me from whatever the suffering is. And those tend to be three big areas that we try again and again and again. And I think because there's three of them, it mixes it up a little bit for our mind, I think if there's only one choice, to avoid and avoid and avoid, I think finally we'd figure it out. But also within the, I think also wired within the structure of ego or personality is a forgetting mechanism. We quickly forget that we can't control, and then we just continue to control again and again and again. We've all met people who this is running rampant in. Normally the what's it called? The archetype is the mother-in-law who's a pain in the ass. Who's hyper controlling. Their son or daughter's relationship or whatever it is. But we have this mother-in-law in us, don't we? I know she's in me. I know she's absolutely in me. And so that's our invitation, is to see this, and not just see it from some place of mentality, from some, silly, analytical, psychological perspective, but to see it from a hugeness, and to surrender to that hugeness, and allow that hugeness to see life, allow that hugeness to meet life. And the other choice is to continue to be habitual, and in a real sense to continue to beat our head against the wall. And I think most folks who find themselves in rooms like this or meditation retreats, it's like we've beaten our head against the wall so many times that we're like, oh, there's got to be another way. There's got to be something different. Something different than this insane programming that I have that tends to lead nowhere. It seems like that. It seems like it leads nowhere. I think in Buddhism or in Hinduism they call that the wheel of samsara. We just never get off. And we have three options, so we don't get off. There's probably some more options in there too, of course, But when we wake up, we realize we have lots of options. Lots of them. And in a real sense, when we wake up, we don't even need options anymore, because we don't care. It's like we don't care anymore about the petty stuff. In a deeper way, we care more about life. But the petty things, the little things, the I need you to be different for me to be happy. The I need you to, whatever it is we need people to do. That begins to move and to lift, and there begins to be more space in that. We're not so concerned about all these little things. And of course our mind or our ego doesn't like to hear that, because in the mind or the ego, these are really big things. And like in the moment of my daughter resisting being in Silverton, the ego, it was a big thing. It was so big that the ego was prepared, to get angry, get upset, to allow the day to be ruined. You know, that's one of the things our ego says. This happened, and then the day is ruined. Right? It's kind of dramatic, isn't it? The ego loves it loves drama. You know, in a sense, my daughter, she was feeling that way. You know, she's like, "Why did you bring me here, Dad? Ruined the day. I just wanted to stay home." But I said, you know, let's be open to it. Let's be open and see what happens. And a real grace came, because we walked around town a little bit, and we went over to the there's an ice rink there and a ski hill, and there was like 10 of her classmates just happened to be in Silverton that day. You know, inside it was just like, you know, thank you, God. You know, thank you. We just have a little bit of openness. You know, things can really, really open up, really change. So a really beautiful thing happened. You know, if we're open. Really beautiful things can happen too if we're closed. A lot of times we just miss it. You know, a lot of times we miss it. You know, what's here. And in a real sense, if we're closed, we miss all this beauty and all this wonder that's here all the time. And we miss it in a huge way. You know, that's another one of the invitations of non-duality, is to realize that this hugeness is here with us all the time. In fact, it's not even with us, it is our very nature. And so the invitation becomes, you know, so say if that's true, our mind may say, well, where is this? And most people make the fundamental error of continually looking into our mind to find this. We look into our mind to find peace. Or we look to the next experience. In the spiritual world, looking to the next experience oftentimes means we're going to go to the next group, we're going to visit the next teacher, we're going to do the next retreat. I mean, I know I've been a freak about this. I'm traveling, you know, halfway around the world to meet this teacher or that teacher, this guru or that guru. But if we just turn around and see, notice, or become, it's the very essence that we are. And even in this moment, if we just wonder, you know, what is looking out my eyes? What is hearing right now? What is that thing? Even in this moment, what is the thing that's looking? Is it not alive? Is it not vibrant? Is it not totally still and silent? The thing that's looking. Not this thing. Because this thing's running in circles and saying, what's he talking about? He's an idiot, or whatever. He doesn't know anything. Or, gosh, that's great. I never thought about that. Whatever it is that it says. Not that thing, but just the thing that looks. The thing that sees. The thing that experiences life. What is that?